Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight to the first episode of Loose Buttons. Loose Button is a podcast series where we will discussing the Traitors UK Season 3. First of all, I would like to introduce the amazing Bella Bonjojo, which is the undead MILF from Scotland. Hello Bella, how are you today?
I'm all right, thanks. Yourself?
Excellent, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. How you feeling about the Traitors so far? Have you been watching the series 3?
I actually went back and watched the previous 2 seasons in preparation for season 3.
Okay.
I remember watching it for the first time a wee bit ago.
And how are you finding it so far? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think this is a very good season. It's a good cast. Bunch of liars, half of them, quite frankly. Then again, you have to do that, don't you?
Hello, Little Spice. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you finding the Traitors Season 3 so far?
It's really good, and it's like what thing I love is like how intense it is, and like the stuff. So I'm like, it's just like, but it is like because it is like kind of easy to enjoy to watch now.
Amazing. First of all, I would like to ask Bella. We're gonna show you some pictures of some of the contestants, and before we continue, obviously, how you felt about the twist of season 3, where basically 3 contestants didn't even make it to the castle.
Now that I think I don't really know about that one, if I'm being honest. Hear me out. Because in the first season, if you remember correctly, they did bring them back, and then what was his name again? The one that they brought back.
Kieran,
Kieran and Amos. They brought them 2 back. So and then Claudia said the only way you can be eliminated is by being banished or being murdered. So I don't think we've seen the last of them 3.
what would you have done? Would you think you would have got off the train? What are your thoughts on that one?
Oh no, I would not have got off.
So we're gonna show you the picture of the 3 contestants, and then we're gonna move to Little Spice, and we're gonna ask Little Spice some questions. All right. So I'm just gonna put some pictures here. Guys, out of the 3 of them, who would you like to see back in the castle and why?
Oh, that's actually kind of like a hard one because like obviously them all 3 of them did go, so I'm like, I would like to see them all go because I want to see what they would all like bring. But I think maybe Jack because like.
How do you think Jack will do in the Traitors if he came back to the house, to the mansion?
Yeah, I think he would do well and stuff, and like with his like personality, I feel like he would. I think like he'd be one of the people that probably like make it obvious. I feel like.
Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna move to our next question. Nathan was the first person to go, obviously vanished from the round table.
Oh, bless him.
What do you think was the tipping point for people to think, Nathan is definitely a traitor? Can I ask you, Bella?
I think when it comes, even when you are faithful, you always have to be really careful with what you say, because the slightest thing can trip you up and make people point that finger at you. You literally say one thing, you could even accuse someone, or as I say, you could even falsely accuse someone, and then the finger is immediately pointed at you. We saw it in season 1 with Tom and Alex, when Tom falsely accused. I can't remember who it was he falsely accused, but he did, and then that got him out. So it's when you do stuff like that, the finger's immediately pointed at you.
Do you think he was well deserved because obviously his personality or the way he was acting?
It's a bit mixed kind of opinion. Obviously, I felt like he could have done better, more for him to kind of stay, and I think he would have done well if he stayed. But at the same time, I think he could have toned it down a little bit, so he didn't make it though, because he basically kind of done it to himself to eliminated.
Absolutely, definitely. Right. So obviously, we're now going to talk about our second person to be vanished, which was Ellen, who is actually the only Welsh person in the game.
The only authentic
Welsh person indeed. Yeah. So we will talk about that in a minute. But how do you feel?
I definitely think you always do. How do you say this? I think it always goes a little bit pear-shaped for the ones that have the second most votes the 1 week. The following week, that's basically for them. So
Do you think that maybe she was so keen on being a traitor that people felt that?
Yeah, I would
I think
agree.
so, probably.
And
Yeah.
do you think Ellen would have been a good traitor if she wouldn't have?
Oh,
No. No.
probably not, because like Amani, who like she kind of made it noticeable, like she kind of pointed out she was a traitor. If Ellen was in it, I think she would have blown up.
Oh yeah, but Hermione's making it dead obvious for herself.
I feel like Ellen kind of should have watched the kind of like what she was like talking about, because if I'm right, she was the one that was like, "Oh, I think it's a girl, like full girl traitors," and
She
I
was
feel
right
like
though.
when so like what?
Well, yeah, she is
She
correct.
is
Yes,
correct.
but the thing is, when you say stuff like that, or like you say stuff that's like dead specific or like dead like on the nose, it's gonna put a target on your back, because then they might think like, oh, are they leaking little bits of information or something like that?
Right. So now we see the next question is, sadly, the people that get murdered, they got no chance. They got no way to play the case. Is a part of the game. Do you think the right two people were the people that were murdered, or do you think as a traitor you should have it murder somebody else?
As much as I want to say no, I wanted to see more of them, because I did actually really like.
I'm gonna show you the pictures, so you get the pictures of Yin
Yeah.
and Keith,
Yin and
who
Kev.
are the two people,
Keith.
who go murder. So obviously we got Yin at the top.
I think she definitely should have played it down a wee bit how smart she was, because that might have worked to her advantage. But fair play to her. If that's what she wanted to do, then fair enough. There was nothing she could really do.
Yeah. Do you think Keith was truly really loved by everybody and that he was never gonna be vanished?
Yeah. Keith definitely had that like father figure energy. Like, he was very together. It was Miss Congeniality, basically.
Who do you think is most likely to get murdered next?
I don't know. You can never really tell. You can never really tell what the traitors are thinking, to be fair. But what I do think would work to a traitor's advantage, and just because I won't lie, Imani's making it dead obvious for herself. I think a dead smart move for her would be to kill her sister.
What do you think about the traitors, Little Spice?
They're very I do like them all, but I feel like Amani and Linda, I don't think they know properly what they're doing, because Amani, she's made it completely obvious to the cast. Then Linda has had a few kind of spurts of oh, she is the traitor, because as Hanks is from the first episode, she's kind of made it noticeable to some people.
Yeah. Do you think having 3 women and not having a male figure in the traitor group is better or not?
I don't really think it makes that much of a difference, to be honest.
I mean, I would say so as well.
The traitors are the traitors, and all they have to do is lie, really, which we've all done in our life before. So
yeah, I don't think anyone's went for life without lying, because I think that's the only way you can get for life at this point.
How do you feel about when Claudia said all the traitors will murder somebody, and Linda literally went, "Doom"? Do you think that was very wise of her?
her doom.
That was the minute she'd done that, I was like, oh god, you've just made it noticeable the minute you got chosen.
We've not even started the game yet. You've already made it obvious.
How do you feel about that sister rivalry? You think it's gonna develop into something bigger?
I don't know if it's I also it's nice that they've got each other in the competition, but I feel also it's not. I don't think it'll be the best, because Maya knows Amani probably very well, and so does Amanda with Maya. So
Mhm.
like they two could easily clock on with each other.
Do you think Linda is just there to have fun? Do you think, as she says,
I think so, a wee bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's some bits of it she has like in it for like the game, like for in the game.
what is helping Mina be under the radar? What do you think is helping her being under the radar?
I feel like she's like proper, like she's probably the only one that is the three that I think's in the game.
Do you
Oh,
think
no.
having three traitors, I mean, we have seen that before when they're like, yes, we're going to be like this, we're going to go to the end.
I
Probably
don't
not.
think
If you were a
the
traitor, do you
good
think you would have
class.
believed them? You would have believed if your other two traitors said to you, yes, I'm going to hold, guard you back, I'll take you until the end. Do you think that's always wise
I
to
would-
believe them?
I
Probably
would-
not.
I will say, I think, like, I would personally keep my eye on it for like the duration of the game.
Or would you wait to be stabbed in the back, or would you stab them in the back before they stab you?
I'd probably stab them in the back before they stab me. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the type of
I-
person I am.
See, I probably would as well, because I feel like people are like take it dead personally when like people do that kind of thing. I'm like, it's a game. It's a game. We're all here to play it. This is what you signed up for. So either
That is-
play the game or get voted off.
We got Charlotte, we got Leanne, and we got Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
So during every traitor game, there's always been people that are like hidden secrets. Do you think, for instance, we're gonna start with Lisa, who is at the priest,
Yeah.
the Anglican priest. So do you think by her not revealing her identity of being a priest is helping her more if she would have said that she was a priest?
I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference, to be honest.
No.
How do you feel about Charlotte and her Welsh accent? I mean,
Oh,
That's not gonna last. That is
No.
not gonna last very long. She's gonna slip eventually.
and how do we feel about Leanne, the blonde Barbie, the nail technician, who is
ooh.
actually an ex-army soldier? She's a veteran. How do you feel about Leanne?
It's like something like she's kind of like held back in a hideout. It's probably hard, like tactic of her trying to become a traitor, hiding like her like saying like that stuff about herself, but then realistically she's she works in like the army and stuff. I'm like, so she's lying about that. That could also be like a suggestion if she does like that slips out about her and all.
Yeah, of course. And if you have to choose between who to trust more, who would you trust more? A nail technician or an ex-army, a veteran? Who would you trust more?
A nail technician in
No
Traitors.
technician.
Next question is the twist of the century. Dun, dun, dun. Well, there's been a few twists already. Obviously, we talk about the fact that 3 people go off the train and didn't make it to the castle. They might come back,
Yeah.
they might not. They might have to play up on a challenge to come back. We will not know until maybe the next episode. But the twist I'm talking about is about the end game.
Mhm.
Obviously, do you think that makes it more difficult or easier for the traitors to win? The fact that the final 4 don't get to reveal their identities. How do you feel about that?
That is probably like difficult because I'm like, if you can't reveal it then, like, if you're someone who is so bad at keeping a secret, like keeping it for that long, that could be like very like, ooh, trying like, because like one of them will eventually slip out something before like the top 4.
Well, thank you so much for that. Just before we go, obviously, we got a few questions for you guys. The first one, very straightforward. What would you like to be? A traitor or a faithful? And why?
Traitor, I think.
You would like to be a traitor? And why is that? Why would you like to be a traitor?
More fun, innit? But it's just the more fun role. The faithful is like, you know, one wrong move and then you're voted off.
fucked. Yeah.
How far you will be willing to go to make it to the end?
I would just vote someone off if they're annoying me, to be honest. I'm that type of person that would just be like, right, I can't stand you.
How about your little spice? What would you like to be? Would you like to be a traitor or a faithful?
It's kind of a hard one because I'm like, with being a faithful, like you don't have like the kind of like stressful of like wanting to eliminate people, but at the same time, like you're literally like, I think it might be stressful because then like you don't know if you're gonna get murdered or not.
Yeah.
But then also you need to be very careful because people can like accuse you for being a traitor.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Just before we go, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok Miss_Little_Spice. But TikTok, my new account is Miss_Little_Spice backup because my old account got banned.
Okay.
So if you just want to follow me on TikTok.
Oopsie.
All right. Well, no, thank you so much for joining. How about you, Bella? Where can we find you, and when can people go and check out your work and everything that you've been doing recently?
Well, Flesh is coming up in February and March, which I'm hosting with Baby Morticia and Stelia Man. That is going to be happening all across Scotland. We're switching up venues every now and again. So check that out. Get your tickets for it. The link is everywhere on our accounts.
Okay, perfect.
And other than that, you can find me at, oh God, is it the Bella Bonjo? I forgot my own Instagram, for God's sake. It's either the Bella Bonjojo or just Bella Bonjojo, one of the two. But it'll come up either one.
Yeah.
And then TikTok is the Bella Bonjojo. I think that's the way around it is. So yeah, Instagram and TikTok, they're the two that I post on the most. And yeah, other than that, you can probably find me on the toilet kind of shite.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope you keep on enjoying the rest of the series 3 of the Traitors UK. And
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.